Hello guys, so I have written on the board, this is your last problem set. Yay, y'all have made it to the end. So that is going to be your last problem set. So as a reward, you get to do all of them and there's no jail. Lucky for you. Okay, so this is actually a very quick lesson and it's close to a review. You've done it before. So we're going to be graphing inequalities, okay? So lesson 37, let's see. It says draw a number line and graph the solution of x is less than or equal to 2. So by now you need to know how to read these equalities, okay? This says x is less than or equal to 2. So you draw the 2 on the number line and this is going to the left. So you go to the left. You always have to have at least the origin and you have to make sure that the number line is extended because we know that it's infinite values and they continue. And then because this says equal, I'm saying I want a value of x that will either be less than 2, so that's everything going to the left is less than 2, or equal to 2. So when I draw the circle above it and I color it in, I'm indicating that I want to include the number 2 in my answer. So if you think about it, 2 is equal to 2. And if I put a different value, if I say I put a 1, 1 is less than 2. Negative 1 is less than 2, and so forth. So by coloring it in, I'm including the number. If you don't color it in, then this would say, let's say I said greater than 2. So this time you go, the arrow is pointing to the right, you go to the right, and you don't include the value for 2 because it says x greater than 2. So if I put a color here, I'm saying 2 is greater than 2. And that is not true. So we don't want to color that in. Okay. The only other thing that you have to know is how to write the graph of the inequality. In other words, you've been given the inequality and then you're told to graph it. But there may be some instances where you're going to be given the graph and you have to write the inequality. So you have to work backwards. So let's take a look at that one. Okay. So let me erase this. And let's go to number 3. 37.3 says, write an inequality that describes the graph. Okay, so the graph is written with a negative 3, okay, and the arrow is pointing to the left, and it is not colored in. Now, a couple of things I want to point out. Remember, you have to draw the origin, and you have to draw the arrow on the number line continuing on the left and the right, okay? In addition to that, okay, I want you guys to graph the arrow above the number line. I know that the book does it directly on it like this, but when you do that, that's very confusing to grade, especially when I have to print all of your stuff. So please don't do that. I want you to do it above the number line, okay? So it should look like this. Oh, that's a terrible graph. So it should look like that, okay? And you're going to go to the left. Now, this is given. Now I need to write the graph of the inequality. So I'm going to take, hang on a minute. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm going to take the graph and I'm going to say, I'm going to start with the negative 3. I know it's going to be x because we're always talking about an unknown value. So x is the unknown value. And then I'm going to say, okay, this is pointing to my left. So I'm going to point to the left. And then it's not colored in, so I would not put the line, okay? Do not put the line. And then whatever number it's on, which is negative 3. So you would write x is less than 3. So your answer is x is less than 3. It's that simple. Okay, that should cover your lesson for today. Let me know if you have questions.